You're looking at what might be the most heavily protected digital item in the history. Not nuclear codes, not a bag of red diamonds, not even some top-secret piece of military tech. No, this is something else. It's a disc. A single, physical disc, and it holds the first ever complete build of Grand Theft Auto 6, the most wanted file on Earth. This isn't a scene out of an action movie. It's what people are calling the GTA 6 disc transfer. Armored trucks, tactical escorts, satellites watching over. You might think it's too much, but is it really? Because what this disc contains isn't just a game. It's the result of nearly a decade of development and anticipation, a $3 billion budget, and the collective hype of gamers all around the globe who've been starving for just a glimpse. This isn't a release anymore. GTA 6 has become a cultural event. It's not just another launch. It's the Super Bowl of gaming drops. And if this scenario were real, if this disc was legit, it could very well be worth more than your house, considering you live in a palace, of course. And that's not even a joke. Now, to be real, this clip isn't actually true. Some random guy from nowhere makes a sloppy edit and it instantly goes viral. There's no real news from Daily Mail, no Rockstar press release, and no leaker confirmation from someone with a blue checkmark. But what's crazy is how much sense it makes, because everyone who saw this went, that could very well be the case. But my palace comparison still stands. Imagine this. Rockstar prints a single disc, one of one, not a demo, not a dummy build, the full final version of GTA 6. Pressed, encrypted, sealed in a high-security vault somewhere in Edinburgh or New York. And today, it's being transported. This isn't being sent through Amazon or UPS. No barcodes, no cardboard boxes. This is being handled like it's a nuke, because in the gaming world, it actually is. Now, let's ask the golden question. What would that disc be worth? Let's talk raw numbers. In 2021, a sealed copy of Super Mario 64 sold for $1.56 million. That's a 1996 game, mass-produced, bought by millions, found in garage sales all over the country. But because one of them was untouched, sealed, and mint, someone dropped over $1 million for it. Now picture GTA 6. One copy, just one, the only physical version in existence. A game that hasn't launched yet. A title with a $3 billion budget. A game that can print money forever. Even if it couldn't be played, even if it was locked, the value of that object would be astronomical. This isn't about gameplay. It's about what the disc represents. It would be the closest thing gaming has to a crown jewel. And hey, before we break down the value of this beast, please make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video. Now let's break it down. 500 grand? You'd hit that in the first minute of bidding. 1 million? That's just entry level. 5 million? I wouldn't be shocked. Collectors, crypto bros, influencers, billionaires, the people who treat a Bugatti like an Uber, they'd all be in. Not to mention gaming museums and preservationists, people who'd fight for the right to display this thing in a bulletproof case. But that's just the legal side of things, like if Rockstar itself was to hold a bidding. But we're GTA fans, right? We're talking about stealing this thing. Now imagine you had it in your hand right now. You'd essentially be owning the most wanted digital file on Earth. If you somehow manage to extract the files, upload them online, or sell them in private circles. Even if you go dark web with it or encrypted Telegram groups, you're dealing in millions. Collectors, hackers, or even shady resellers would buy a single copy for millions to resell them. But let's say you host the files and charge $100 per download. And if you only sell as much as GTA 5 sold at the first day of its launch, which you definitely will, you'd make $1,121 million in only the first 24 hours. But if you actually manage to do such thing, you're not just making money, you're also making history as well as enemies. Rockstar's lawyers would come down harder than a 5-star wanted level. FBI, Interpol, you'd be living like Snowden in a basement somewhere in Belarus, considering you're still alive, of course. But let's see if this thing can ever actually happen. Would Rockstar ever actually do this? Would they print one copy and move it physically across the country? Not a chance. Rockstar, especially after the 2022 leak, is operating like a digital fortress. They've locked down builds tighter than most governments lock down top-secret intel. We're talking military-grade encryption, locked internal servers, even remote workstations with watermarked builds that trace back to specific developers. QA teams don't download files. They stream builds over closed systems. And devs have to go through VPN layers stacked like a paranoid onion. Everything is logged and every keystroke is monitored. So what are they going to do if they're not going to send it physically? Well, there's only one other path. Sending the game digitally. But not the way you might think. We're talking a hyper-secure pipeline, like Rockstar creating a custom-built encrypted launcher only accessible by whitelisted dev kits with pre-authenticated keys. No Steam, no Epic, and no casual download links. Think of it like a digital briefcase that self-destructs if you touch it wrong. Even then, they wouldn't send the full game. They'd chop it into chunks: audio, assets, code, all separated, watermarked, and traceable. And instead of handing it off to one studio or disc pressing plant, it'd get delivered to specific people under strict NDA, probably with location tracking enabled. Like, they don't just trust a studio full of people, they trust Dave from QA on floor 3, who walks his dogs every day at 4 p.m. and has been working there for 9 years, 2 months, and 5 days. That's how deep Rockstar's paranoia goes. Because when you're holding the most valuable file in gaming history, there's no just Dropbox it. Rockstar's been cooking GTA 6 in such extreme secrecy. They don't just hide the game, they clone it. Yup, internally, there are likely multiple fake versions of GTA 6. Some with broken features, outdated maps, or even scripted bugs. Why? So even if something leaks, nobody can tell what's real and what's bait. These decoy builds make it nearly impossible for outsiders, and sometimes even insiders, to know what version they're looking at. That's how deep it gets when it comes to a video game worth billions. Talking about how even insiders would have a super hard time to leak anything, here's where it gets crazy. You'd think working on GTA 6 means you've seen it all, right? Wrong. Rockstar's dev structure is so fragmented that some employees never even know what the final game will look like. They're working on the trees, but never get to see the forest. Artists might spend months crafting a single street or building, but have no clue what city it belongs to. Programmers might develop a new movement mechanic without knowing which character it's for. It's like they're all building tiny slices of a masterpiece while Rockstar guards the full painting like it's the freaking Mona Lisa. Why? Simple. Information control. If nobody has the whole picture, nobody can leak the whole picture. Every team gets just enough to do their job. Even when testing, they might use placeholder environments or fake textures, just to avoid revealing real assets. And even if someone could print a disc, that thing wouldn't leave the facility without legal teams, a private helicopter, and a 24/7 surveillance detail. It'd probably have a tracking chip, a remote kill switch, and a contract attached that says, if this leaks, you owe us your soul. So yeah, the real Rockstar would never let a disc out into the wild like this, but the fantasy? It's just too damn good to ignore. Let's go back into the dream one last time. The convoy is real. Somewhere in the center of that truck is the only GTA 6 disc in the world. A teenager on the highway spots it, whips out his phone, and posts the video. The clip explodes, TikTok is nuked, YouTube reaction channels flood in, and Twitter meltdown. Within minutes, the internet has zoomed in on license plates, tracked the road signs, pulled satellite maps to guess the route. Reddit threads pop up with live tracking updates. Fans drive cross-state just to line up on overpasses, hoping to catch the convoy on camera. And then, somewhere along the way, whether it's a guard or delivery agent, someone gets too curious. He spots the package, sees the label, knows exactly what's inside. It's the disc, the final golden build of the long-awaited game. And for a split second, temptation kicks in. Not to steal it, just to film it. A little peek for the internet or even his friend and girls to impress. One short clip to become a legend. But Rockstar? They don't play that game. Before the clip even finishes uploading, alarms start ringing somewhere in New York. Their legal team's already on your IP address. All his social media channels and accounts vanish like they never existed. Because if that disc ever made it online, if even a single pixel of that final build was seen before release, it wouldn't be just a leak. It'd be a digital nuke. Forums would explode. News sites would crash trying to keep up. Rockstar's pre-order strategy could spiral. Maybe they lose hundreds of millions, maybe they gain it, but either way, control is lost. Trust with investors gets shaky, and the hype train derails at full speed. It would be the biggest leak in gaming history. No comparison. Not Half-Life 2, not Last of Us Part 2, not even that one time Walmart accidentally listed Rage 2. This would break the industry. So yeah, the convoy is fake, but the idea that one disc could have this much power, that one physical object could trigger this level of obsession, that part is very real. This isn't just a game, it's a myth before it's even out. And if Rockstar ever did press a single disc, it wouldn't just need a convoy, it'd need an army. Now, if it was entertaining for you to realize just how untouchable GTA 6 is, wait till you see how it's already making other games look like trash even before release. I broke it all down in my other GTA 6 video, and trust me, you don't want to miss that one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you there.